All right, I'm on hole number 6 of the Palm Tree Open. What is hole number 6? Hold on, let me look at it. Let me look. It's Santa Ventura, and it's hole number 3. All right. I'm trying to max overpower hook shot here, and I want to think about where I'm doing this. This is 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th. And I think what I need to be on the right trajectory is I need to be maybe 4 rings to 5 rings out on the inside of that 4th cut. So I'm going to start off 4 rings off, and I'm going to do it with a extra mile and a kingmaker. Now, I probably should bring out a big ball here. This is definitely a power, and it's a max overpower hook shot. Let's see what those, I don't think those Megalodon balls, this might be a good spot for it. Yeah, they only got 1 side spin. Really need a ball with more side spin here. Zerk might work. Is your power 4 side spin 3? Could try a power 4 ball and see what kind of response we get. So normally I try this out with a berserker, so we're at 2 side spin. Power 4, 3. Let me try this. Let's try it to start off with a Zerk. Yeah, let's try it with a Titan, and let's just see what it looks like with a Titan. I got a few Titans to burn. Let's go back. Let's enter some practice and go and check this hole out. Normally, if you're doing a max overpower hook shot here, if you pick the ball and you pick the club and you go out, it usually takes, if you don't catch it on the very first one, but you watch where it's hitting so you know what adjustments to make, it usually takes like 2 or 3 and you're in the range. And then you're just trying to fine tune like what its trajectory is. It's like you may be right there in the middle, but you need to go back a quarter ring. Just a small adjustment. Like you can make big adjustments to see if you can get over on the other side. But like once you find the spot where you're in the zone, it's really a pretty small adjustments from that point. It's just a few. I'm on the wrong. I picked the wrong hole. This hole is definitely a power 5 ball. Works really, really well on this hole. But I think I can get the same effect with the power 3 if I can hit it right. Two 7. I'll put the forward distance back on. There wasn't much. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if I can catch it at the narrowest spot and get a bounce to get over and either bleed off into the fairway. Now this right here is not really the absolute preferred shot from over here. You want to actually get forward so that you're in between those 2 trees, and there's actually a dunk that you can do that's probably your absolute best shot at Albie. Man, I got the wrong hole on this one. See how my opponent does. I probably don't have the right stuff in this bag for the second shot. Really, you want to have some backspin stuff in your bag right here, like a Guardian would have been good. I think I have a bag set up with an extra mile and a Guardian. Because here you could try and backspin to try and get it in. It's difficult. Three, 2, or excuse me, 2, 3. There's 1, 2. 3. Put a little curl just to bring it back towards the hole. I'm not trying to get greedy. Wanted to see what that side looked like. That's definitely, like, if you can really kind of go for it if you hit, if you bring a backspin club. And you got a pretty good spot there where you may, if you've got an upper developed Guardian, you may be able to get it so that if you miss a dunk, you can still stick it onto the green. It'll still end up on the green. The fear is to end up in the sand on the back side over there where it doesn't have enough backspin and it doesn't catch it. But if you can get far forward, especially if you've got a Grim Reaper that's got its backspin, because like a Saturn gets backspin, but it doesn't get 100% backspin. Into hole. I've only gotten a few albies on this hole, and I have never got one being in the perfect spot. It's that shot right there that I took, and I hit that perfect, and I had that little bit of curl in there, and it was able to bring it around up the hill and end up in the hole, but it's pure shithouse luck. But if you can get in that dunk spot on a regular basis where you can really practice that shot is I mean, you got a really nice shot. Because from up in the real spot, we'll have to go look at that hole. Let's go check it out. What hole was that? That was hole number 6. And I got that wrong, so let's go check that hole out real quick. Santa Ventura. And I thought that it was hole number 3, but it was actually, which one of these damn holes is it? It might be hole number 9. It is hole number 9. Let me change that around. So hole number 6 is Santa Ventura, hole number 9, and this hole right here, if you can get in between this tree and this tree, there's a lane that goes right here. And the way that this sand works, I mean, the sand is in this peanut shape, but it's coming down, or the rough right here, but it's coming down into that sand, and it's super steep. Super steep. So it's got a hill on the other side, and where the cup's at, it's hard to get. It's hard to do a backspin where you're starting here and getting it to come to the cup. And it's super easy to get to run off the back. So the spot where I was at when you were here, when you're coming into it, it's this distance back here, whether or not you have enough distance to actually get your backspin, so if you miss the cup, it'll still stick on the green. So there's no risk. The only risk is that you hit the flagpole and then you get an irregular bounce. And I've had that happen. I've seen that happen to other people. But if you're out in this area right here, you can lengthen this fairway out, and especially if you've got a Grim Reaper, you can stick that sucker right to the green. Long iron range, wood range. So from here, I should have took a bag that had a Guardian, because it would have gave me some choices, and maybe even where the Grizzly was at, Saturn would have helped me out right there. Or my Grim Reaper would have helped me out right there, because I was in my Grizzly range, so I was in pretty good distance. Let me make a bag for that hole. I'll make this bag right here, so Guardian, instead of a Saturn, I'm going to put a Grim Reaper. Got to remember that 81% accurate. And I know that 100 versus 92 doesn't sound like it sounds like it's way up there, but that 100 is, there's something magical that happens when you put all of that on there at the very end. I suppose if you get into the absolute perfect spot up there, you actually might be in short iron range. I think you're in long iron range. All right, I'm going to set that bag up right there, bag number 4, just for that hole. And it'd probably be better, to be honest, on the drive, but I'd have to work out the thing with the curl, because you don't have to put as much curl on it. But if you use a bigger ball, what happens is you can get further down into the hole. So an Apocalypse is probably So you're coming at this hole like this on this angle from the tee box. And so the farther you can get in a forward motion before it starts to make you're picking up your distance here. You've got more, so the farther down into the hole you get, the more curl you have to bring you back. So if you're using a bigger ball, you can definitely take advantage of that bigger ball with an Apocalypse. But if you're not using a bigger ball, you're not going to be able to get that far forward. And here's the narrowest part of the fairway, so an extra mile will be more than enough to get you over there. But I still left some on the table, so I think I'm going to switch that one to an Apocalypse. See, look at that. That bag's getting torn all up just because of that extra distance. The ball guy's not really going to be a factor right there. All right. That was hole number... Is that hole number 6? I think it was. It was. Thanks for watching.